Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough with some Manchester United news for you guys today. Hope you guys are all doing well. So, obviously, if you're an England fan, probably not doing well right now because England were knocked out of the World Cup yesterday against France. France will now take on Morocco. Argentina will take on Croatia. That leaves just two Manchester United players at the World Cup, Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. So the good news is plenty of Manchester United players are returning, but the bad news is 3/4 of our defence could be out for the first couple of games back. That's because, as I said, Martinez and Varane are still out there at the World Cup, and they will play 2 further games regardless of whether they get to the final or not, because you've got that third place playoff. And Diogo Dalot has picked up an injury which didn't look too pretty as Portugal were knocked out. So we'll be getting stuck into that. We've got some transfer news as well. United being linked with a whole host of players. Erik ten Hag wanted a striker in January to replace Cristiano Ronaldo, and we're also being linked with Gvardiol as well, the Croatian player. So that's very, very interesting. So we'll get stuck into all of these things in the next couple of minutes. Make sure you're kicking back, relaxing, grabbing a cuppa, and of course hitting that subscribe button. Help us hit 700,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. And if you don't know, on the 30th of December we are heading to Dublin. Myself, Joe, Jay and Steve will be joined by Brian McClare over in Dublin, and you can get tickets for that show. The link's in the description, and join us down there in Dublin at the event, where you'll get to see a live podcast from us guys, and you'll get to see a live interview with Brian McClare and a whole host of activities on the day. So come down and enjoy the show just before New Year's as well. Perfect time to do that. But anyway, as I said, let's get stuck into this. Diogo Dalot has picked up a hamstring injury. Now, we don't know how long he's going to be out for, but it didn't look pretty. And from watching loads of football over the years, you'd imagine he's going to be out for 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe with a hamstring injury. Hopefully not much more than that. And hopefully it'll be less than that and it's not as bad as it looks. But usually hamstring injuries can keep players out for a while. Our first game back is on the 21st, which is in 10 days against Burnley. Then we've got that game, is it on the 27th? After that, yeah, because we don't play on Boxing Day now, do we? We play on the 27th against Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. Now, fingers crossed he can be back for them. But it is 2 weeks out, just over 2 weeks out. And if he has got a hamstring injury, that's not looking good for United. With Varane and Martinez going to be out at the World Cup until the 17th, that will give them 10 days. Now, hopefully they can get back, and fingers crossed they don't pick up any more injuries. Imagine them. They could go head-to-head in the final. Varane against Martinez. That would be interesting. But yeah, those are the only 2 players Manchester United have remaining at the World Cup. Obviously Maguire, Luke Shaw, Rashford returning as well. Casemiro returning this week with Anthony and Fred. Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot returning. Loads of players returning for Manchester United, and Varane and Martinez are the only ones that remain at this moment. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo has obviously left the club. We've seen him leave the World Cup in tears. I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of United fans ain't happy with him at the moment, and I'm not happy with him because of the interview with Piers Morgan and all those kind of things. But I felt for him, man. I really did feel for him. And I know, you know, some of this is his own doing. You know, the interview with Piers Morgan, the way he couldn't accept that he was no longer first choice at United. Maybe the way he couldn't accept that he was no longer first choice for country. But it must be such a mental battle for him to have to, you know, see, like, time catches up with everybody, and he can just see the end of his career getting closer. And maybe he could have handled it differently, but I did really feel sorry for him as I saw him walk off there crying. I'm not going to lie. But we do need to replace him. And Erik ten Hag, there are reports at this moment in time that Erik ten Hag does want to replace Cristiano Ronaldo in the summer. Interestingly enough, João Felix, according to Fabrizio Romano, could be available for around 100 million euros, and he's prepared to leave Atletico Madrid in 2023. He's open to a new experience, so there are concrete chances to make the move in January. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. Then we also heard in the Telegraph that Ten Hag wants a striker, but he's not going to pay over the odds. United probably can't afford to pay over the odds at the moment. The Glazers ain't taking dividends out. They're looking to sell Manchester United. They're not going to be looking to pump a whole load of cash into the club at this moment in time. And we're probably not in a position to be able to do that. But nevertheless, he wants a new striker. As you'd expect, hopefully we've freed up some budget with Cristiano Ronaldo leaving and his huge wages that he has. And the Telegraph say we must decide whether to move for Gonçalo Ramos in January or risk waiting for a bidding war with other top European clubs in the summer. We were tracking him closely before the World Cup. That is according to the Telegraph. So you've got possibilities around João Felix, possibilities around Gonçalo Ramos. We've been linked with other strikers in the past. I like Ivan Toney. But we're also being linked to a right back who done really well for Croatia. He's still in the tournament, obviously. Josko Gvardiol. I think I'm saying that right. The Croatian player, according to... let me see this. 1 second, sorry. Santi Ayuna, who did an article for Foot Mercato. He's saying Manchester City have bid 100 million euros plus bonuses. United had bid 95 million euro. Chelsea have offered 90 million euros. Bayern are interested, but Gvardiol has a preference for the Premier League. These are reports coming out from France in relation to the player. Now, obviously, if City are offering that with the position they're in, maybe they're going to sign the player. But interestingly, these guys are saying United have bid 95 million euros for him. He's a fantastic player. Is he worth that? I'm not too sure, but we see transfer fees are massively inflated this day and age. I mean, if you look at our right back position at the moment, we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka there who cost £50 million, not pulling up trees, and that kind of shows you need to get these things right. If City are interested though and Chelsea are interested, I can imagine United won't be interested. And as I said before, the Glazers ain't spending 100 million euros on a right back. Not unless this club's sold and someone comes in before the summer and then we maybe get him. I can't see that one happening. But yeah, apparently we want a striker, and hopefully we will go about getting one. But that's pretty much it at the moment. Apart from the fallout from the World Cup, Manchester United have 2 players remaining. Unfortunately, Diogo Dalot has picked up an injury, but everybody else seems pretty fine at the moment. So yeah. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. Get your tickets for the show. Paddockmerch.com for any late Christmas presents. Subscribe, all that stuff. You know the drill. And I'm out of here.